At the same time, I kept having to leave Japan every 3 months to get a new work visa. So once I was in New York in 1971, and Peter Max asked me to write some songs for his Alice in Wonderland movie, and he showed me his paintings, and he said, write some songs based on my paintings. So I thought, okay, you know, I've been listening to a lot of Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I thought, well, I can write stuff like this. And I did, and I wrote a bunch of songs for Peter Max for his Alice in Wonderland movie. And I started to get into the glam rock genre. When I went back to Japan, I pitched doing a glam rock album to Columbia. But Kunimurai wanted me to stay with the power pop that I was doing, a very British sort of power pop. Beatlesque music, the Badfinger, Beatles, Kinks sort of music that I was writing. But I had moved on, and I was very fickle musically. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do. So I had a bit of a heated discussion with Mr. Murai at a Chianti restaurant, and Monsieur Kamaetz, my friend from the Spiders, was at the table, and Mr. Murai and I shook hands, terminating our agreement. And I went on to form a glam rock band called Godzilla, and we were doing my original songs live. But also we did session work. We did a double album called Die Go-Go Party, Volume 1 and Volume 2, with Hiroshi Kato, so it was called Godzilla and Yellow Gypsy, Hiroshi Kato being Yellow Gypsy. Hiroshi Kato went on to form, or be a member of Stretch, and I think he produced Why Did You Do That Thing to Me, a song, I think that was their hit. Anyway, so, you know, a lot of the guys I was playing with in Japan were going over to England and becoming successful, I was noting, like Tetsu, like Hiroshi Kato. So Godzilla's management weren't very powerful. They didn't have much clout, so I just seemed to be at a dead end there. And then the guy who helped me get signed to Atlantic, Yuya Uchida, asked me if I knew a great keyboard player to play rock and roll, real rock and roll. And I said, my keyboard player is the guy, Haruo Uchikada. So I introduced Yuya to Haruo, and Haruo became a member of the 1815 rock and roll band, and that was the end of Godzilla. At about the same time, Hiroshi Oguchi from the Tempters, a very big Japanese band, had been with the group Pig. They broke up. And then he started a very short-term group called Orange, which broke up. And our timing was good, and we started to rehearse, just the two of us, doing my original material at Yotsuya Studios in Tokyo. And we got sort of about 15 of my original songs rehearsed. And then it was time to bring in a bass player, so he asked me who I thought would be a great bass player, and I just thought, well, the best musician I knew who was young and could play well was Takeyobu Uchi, but he was a guitar player. I thought we need somebody who was, for a trio, we need someone who was busy and who could play and understand how to make it work. So Takeyobu Uchi bought a Fender Mustang bass, and he became the bass player of Vodka Collins. So we had a guitar player as our bass player, which was good because it filled in a lot of the, you know, the trio. You need a bass player who's a bit busy, I think. And anyway, so we got signed to EMI Records, Japan, and we did an album called Tokyo, New York. But first we cut a single in 1972, and it was a double A-sided hit, Automatic Pilot and Sands of Time. It was for EMI Japan. The album Tokyo, New York is that we did was unfinished because I left, as I do, you know, in a huff. When I sort of, I dodged the bullet of success all the time. It was a moving target. Then I don't have the responsibility of being pigeonholed. I can keep changing musical genres without corporations telling me what to do. Anyway, net is EMI weren't paying me enough, and I wasn't able to do the sessions I did before because Vodka Collins became too busy. I was playing sessions for groups like God, artists like Mickey Curtis and Hiroshi Kamaetsu and his father Tib Kamaetsu. And I was like a really popular session man in Japan on bass guitar and rhythm guitar. Couldn't do those when Vodka Collins was working three shows a day, radio, TV, concerts, traveling around, and the management just wasn't paying me enough. So I said, look, give me more money or I'm going to leave Japan. And they laughed at me and said, you're not going to leave Japan. You've been here 6-7 years and you're a star here, but you're not a star anywhere else. And I said, I'm really going to England. I will go. At the same time, Jake Hooker, who had started the band Streak with me in New York on a whim, it was like a quick demo project. We did 4 songs with John Siomis. And then I left back for Japan, and Jake took the tape over to England. And he got a group together with, you know, Paul Varley from the Arrows and with Future Arrows, and Ben Brierly, Future Vibrators, and anyway, I'm just saying hello to someone over there waving. So yeah, so we got Streak did a demo, and then I went back to Japan, and and Vodka Collins was very busy, but wasn't paying me. Starting to focus again, okay. So I said to the management, look, I'm going to go over and start a band with Jake Hooker, because he's sending me a ticket. Jake told me that he had a deal with Decca. And Dick Rowe loved me, he said. And he sent me a ticket, plane ticket. And I thought, well, it's time to go. You know, so I gave an ultimatum to my Japanese manager, whose name was Fujita, who was managing Vodka Collins, or mismanaging Vodka Collins.